They Dynamax the Mamoswine right away? Or the Torn? The Mamoswine. What is up, boys, girls, and everyone else? James Baek here, and today we're going to be playing some more games on the Stadium Ladder in Series 8 with one of my favorite restricted Pokemon, a Pokemon that I felt like had a lot of potential in the Kyurem-Black, alongside some coaching Pheromosa and Tapu Lele, some underdogs that we don't really see too much in Series 8, but have been really fun to play so far, and hopefully they get to do well in this episode as well. If you haven't already tried out the team, make sure you try it out. You only have 2 weeks to grab this team, otherwise it will expire, but there's also a paste bin down below if you want to grab it. And yeah, if you haven't already, if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, as it really does help out and pushes my videos to other viewers that may enjoy this video as well. Today's comment question of today, be sure to answer it, is going to be, we have 1 week until Pokemon Day, the 27th, is actually going to happen. And let me know in the comments down below, what would you like to see an announcement? What would you like to see more of this year from Pokemon? For me, I would like new spin-offs. I love like Conquest. I love Mystery Dungeon. I would love to see something like that. And I'd also love to see like something like a new music video, like the Gotcha video that they did last year. I thought that was a really great video and I would love to see more. But let us get started and play some games. All right, we got Tabu 24. Okay, I thought there was no restricted on this team, but then I forget the grounds are restricted at times. So we got Groudon, Venusaur, Incineroar, Rotom-Wash, Grimmsnarl, and the Celesteela. Pretty interesting team, I think. Okay, so screens are still really annoying for this team. The Venusaur is a little bit of a headache. How do I want to approach this? I think Porygon 2, Eerie Impulse is really good against them, and I mean really good against them. My only answers to Celesteela is Torkoal and Kyurem, so I do gotta watch out. I think I do have to bring Torkoal in the matchup, which means I'm gonna have to figure out a way to deal with Incineroar, I think, better. I think having Lele as a lead is nice because of the fact that it prevents Fake Out, as well as like taunt or trick options from Grimmsnarl. It also does a lot to their team, so I think Lele is an okay lead. Back Pokemon, maybe Pult. Pult can Wisp, which is really nice. Maybe no Kyurem. Although Kyurem's not bad here. I like Pult offensively. I don't know who I'm Dynamaxing in this matchup though. Pheromosa is also not bad because close combat does a ton of damage to the Incineroar, which is the main target I want to go for. So it is tempting, but I feel like Dragapult with like Wisp to Groudon opens up the room for Torkoal a lot better. Yeah, and I think I bring Torkoal in the back. Let's see. I think this is a tough one. Sun's not exactly a favorable matchup, I think, with this team, but we will see. Mainly what makes Sun tough is that Steel type usually next to like the Venusaur Groudon, because like Kyurem's really good against the Groudon if it's not policy, and it's really good against the Venusaur, but against like the Celesteela Grimmsnarl, I'm a little bit worried, and they do lead like Grimmsnarl Celesteela, so this is actually pretty good for me. I could potentially just get a Moonblast off and an Eerie Impulse straight off the bat, and I actually really like that option right here. I could also just Trick Room, which isn't a bad option either, because I could get like my Torkoal in a really solid position and like Dynamax a Torkoal, which isn't bad, especially since I think they're going to set up Light Screen here. Special Attack Rise is actually pretty nice here, so I'd imagine it's a physically defensive Celesteela too. I think I want to go for Moonblast for sure into the Grimmsnarl. The question is, do I want Eerie Impulse right away? I guess I could Eerie Impulse right away to Celesteela, or I could Trick Room. I think I want to go for the Eerie Impulse right away, because if Grimmsnarl goes down, they'd probably go into Pult. I mean into Groudon, and I could get a Wisp off. Yeah, so I think I'm going to Moonblast, and I'm going to Eerie Impulse. They don't have a good switch into Moonblast either. They don't Dynamax, which is actually pretty interesting. We do get a Moonblast. They didn't Light Screen either, so do they have Light Screen? But Grimmsnarl goes down. Fantastic turn 1. I absolutely love that turn 1. As Flash Cannon, that should have knocked out Life Orb. Yeah, I didn't think that would knock out. Not Life Orb either. We go for Eerie Impulse. Really solid here. Makes sense they don't want to max here if they expect the Eerie Impulse, because Eerie Impulse would mess that up a lot. But yeah, this is a pretty good turn. Being able to get rid of Grimmsnarl, no screens up, is fantastic. I wonder if they had screens. I don't know what kind of team they had. Incineroar coming out. Oh, that is good for me. That's the Pokemon I want chip damage on, because it makes it so much easier for my Torkoal in the end game. They're definitely not going to attack the Lele either in this position, I think, either. So I'm thinking last Pokemon's Groudon at this rate, which means Trick Room's not necessary until the last moment if I can help it. I'm just going to go for Specs Moonblast to try attack double up in the Incineroar. Definitely my best play here. Trying to get rid of this Incineroar and try to sweep with trying to sweep, I think, is really nice. They go for Air Slash, maybe scared of Trick Room. Interesting. I'm surprised they didn't take the KO. Snarl gonna come out. That should knock out Lele. Yeah, Snarl doesn't knock out Lele. Right on Porygon too. I've been unfortunate, but not that big of a deal. It could have been a big deal, I guess, depending on like how crits go with Groudon. Try Attack gonna come out in Incineroar. I get some good chip, and it looks like it's a Assault Vest Incineroar based on the damage. So yeah, this is a really solid turn for me. I think I recover here always because the Try Attack damage won't matter as much now, and because I already put Incineroar in range. So we'll go for a Moonblast and we'll go for recover here. They're gonna swap out into the Groudon actually. Ooh. Wonder what this play is. Is it Flare Blitz? Are they trying to go for Flare Blitz into Porygon, into Precipice Blades, into another Flare Blitz to KO the Porygon at this range? That definitely could be the play here. Gonna go for Moonblast into Incineroar. Yeah, really solid damage. Snarl. Good to hit Lele. The hitting Lele is actually really important. I guess the question is what the hell to do the upcoming turn. I guess I could Darts here and not Wisp, but I really want to get a Wisp off if possible, because if I get a Wisp off, that's amazing. I could Dynamax too. I could Dynamax the Dragapult and go for Max Dragon. That's definitely another fair play that I could go for here. Ooh, it could be safe. I kind of want to go greedy though if possible, but I guess at the end of the day, maybe Dragon Eerie Impulse is fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm gonna Eerie Impulse and Dragon. Yeah, I don't know if they Swords Dance here. Swords Dance is kind of risky. I could see Dynamax coming out, although I'm not exactly too sure if they go for the Dynamax here. I think I just try to slow down the ground as much as possible. I go for the Eerie Impulse there because there was a chance they switched into Celesteela right there. Let's go offensive with the Dragapult. I can Dynamax, I think, with Torkoal for this win, which I think is really solid here. So let's see. Okay, Max Dragon, perfect. Into the Incineroar, is able to pick up a knockout. I'm a little bit worried because the Groudon did not Dynamax, so Swords Dance could be on deck here, but at least I'll put it back to neutral if anything. So let's see here. It was Swords Dance. I could have Wisped. Wisp would have been really nice. Although, wait, their dark move is Snarl, unless they didn't have U-turn, which I guess could have been the thing, or they might not have had a fire move. All right, we go for the Eerie Impulse once again into the Groudon. We're gonna go for Dragon, the Groudon, Eerie Impulse, and the Celesteela. I think that's my solid play here because of the fact that I can Eerie Impulse the Celesteela, make it harder to deal with. Or should I recover, or should I Trick Room actually? Nah, I don't think I Trick Room here. I think I recover, or I go for. I definitely recover, or I Dragon here, and I think I recover, or I go for Trick Room, because Eerie Impulse doesn't change anything right off the bat. I'm worried about how much Airstream from Celesteela does into Precipice Blades. Yeah, I think I recover. If they're attacking, I think they target the Porygon. I think Porygon's a big threat to them, so I'm gonna Dragon. Okay, they do Dynamax here. This could be Selly. This could be Selly for sure. I don't think it's Groudon. Oh, it's Groudon actually. Huh. I'm okay with that, although they could be getting some special defense boost for the upcoming Torkoal, which is actually kind of bad. Although, what item is this Selly? I guess if it's Meteor Beam, that's going to be a pain. They protect. I guess they don't know what kind of set I am, so they're scouting for the Max Flare option if I had Max Flare. I do get a Dragon off, which is really good because this puts the Groudon at neutral, which is really nice here. And then let's see what they go for, because I get another Dragon off into a Wisp the following turn, which is super solid. So let's see. Gonna be the Quake coming out into the Dragapult. Okay, that's a good amount. That's fine though. I think I Dragon the Celesteela and I go for Eerie Impulse because I want to make sure the Groudon's at -1 so it's not doing any damage. And I think I go for Eerie Impulse. The recover was a bit unfortunate there, but no matter what I was doing, Trick Room was helping and Eerie Impulse went into Protect. I guess Eerie Impulse was technically better, or even try attacking the Groudon, but try attacking the Groudon I think made no immediate benefit there unless I got a good status off. So let's go for Dragon the Selly, and I'm going to go for the Eerie Impulse. This is because Groudon can max guard. Yep, to avoid the Dragon decrease. So I want to make sure I get the guaranteed -1 in the Groudon because I think that's really important in general. And yeah, that's fantastic against the Celesteela. Also, the Celesteela shouldn't have, it looks like it shouldn't have Leech Seed, so every damage on Celesteela actually matters. So let's see here. Gonna be the Flash Cannon, shouldn't pick up a knockout and a Pult. Really close though. And Eerie Impulse does come out, so the Celesteela is weakened. Perfect. I need damage on the Groudon. That's the most important. So I think I'm gonna go for Tri Attack into the Groudon. Should I recover? Actually, no, I should recover. Yeah, I think I should recover. I don't think the Tri Attack immediately is useful. I think I Phantom. I could Whisk actually the Groudon. I just realized. I don't think they're targeting the Dragapult slot. If they are targeting, they're targeting with Porygon too. But they definitely Quake the Porygon here. They definitely Quake the Porygon. So I'm gonna Wisp here the Groudon. I think they try to Air Slash actually and go for the Quake and the Porygon, because I think that makes sense. I'm gonna Wisp the Groudon. We missed a Groudon. Oh, unfortunately, I would like the Phantom Force damage instead. Flash Cannon. Okay, they target down my Dragapult, so Dragapult goes down. That's really unfortunate, actually. That's really unfortunate. Beast Boost. Oh, is that gonna cost me? Because the burn Groudon, I think, almost sealed it up. Well, I don't know if they're Lumberry. They could have been Lumberry. Here comes a Quake. Doesn't do that much, thankfully. And Porygon will heal back to full. I just don't know. Well, the problem is I lose to 2 hard reads here coming up. I think Swords Dance can come out from Groudon now, and I think a Meteor Beam and a Torkoal. In following turn, they can protect the Celesteela and go for the Precipice Blades, and I don't have a way to stop that, unfortunately. That's why I think this turn's really bad for me in general. I think if I hit the Wisp, I prevented that from losing the game, because I could guarantee probably protect Torkoal here, and it didn't matter if Groudon Swords Dance, because it would have been burned, it wouldn't have been able to KO the Torkoal. But now I think I'm in a terrible spot because of that. That's not exactly a good spot to be in, but yeah, I think I do expect Meteor Beam here. So I mean, I guess the thing is, if Celesteela is at -1 special no, I think Meteor Beam KOs. Yeah, so I think I Trick Room here and I go for the Protect. Maybe I have to hope for Eruption, crit, and a Groudon, which I might have to. It's very unfortunate, but it's like what it is. They could go for Air Slash finish into Porygon too. I guess that's what they're going for. Are they going SD? Yeah, they're going for SD. I guess Eruption was technically the play there, or Heat Wave. Heat Wave might have been a fair mid ground, but I don't know if they had Meteor Beam or not. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, I need a double Protect probably. I feel like I played this really well too. There's the Protect. Fail. There's the Air Slash once again. Man. And do they miss Blades? No. That's probably gone both. Or not gone both, because P2 would live. It's only +1, but Torkoal definitely had no chance. Oh, that's so unfortunate. We don't flinch, but unfortunately Porygon 2 got the attack off too late. I mean, I think it still would have been tough. I think I had to go off a Bladesmith at that point anyway, because of the Eruption factor. So played a really strong game. I just don't know where exactly when. I think it was just a Wisp miss, but if it's Lumberry, I don't know if I have another play then. Do I Phantom Force in that case? Or do I go, or did I have to go for like Tri Attack something, affect a Groudon, maybe specifically Burn or Para? Burn would probably have been better, I guess, if I wasn't getting to burn off Wisp. Oh, where did it go wrong? I feel like most of the turns went right though. Like I got the knockout on Grimmsnarl turn 1 immediately. That was amazing. Turn 2 was fantastic. Being able to get all that chip damage into the Incineroar. I guess it started going downhill with like the Groudon being able to SD. I guess I didn't capitalize on the SD well enough. I could have had like Wisp potential too. Like instead of going for the Max Dragon, I could have just went for the Wisp and the Groudon. I really thought they were going to Dynamax Celesteela and just try to snowball, but it kind of makes sense because they didn't Dynamax earlier, afraid of Eerie Impulse, and I guess if I Eerie Impulse, they would have in a bad spot anyway. I thought they were just going to try to Airstream, so they could outspeed, like let's say a Kyurem potentially, but I guess it makes sense if they don't threaten the Porygon there. But I want to know what that item was on Groudon. I think Wisp hit does secure the game though, or maybe it doesn't secure the game. If Wisp hits again, Lumberry was a potential item, which I guess could have been fair. If not, it was coming down to did Precipice Blades crit or did Celesteela potentially A, get a double protect, or B, dodge the Heat Wave on the upcoming turn, which I guess could have been scary still as well. But still really solid played for my opponent. I think my opponent played to the best of their outs, and they did go for the Swords Dance. They did go for the Air Slash. I wonder if I just want to know if the Celly had Meteor Beam. I guess maybe the Torkoal Protect was a bit obvious there, which is why they didn't go for the Meteor Beam. But I feel like Meteor Beam and SD had a really good spot right there. But maybe my opponent A didn't have Meteor Beam, or at least Meteor Beam with Power Herb. I assume Power Herb on that set because we didn't see. I don't think we saw leftovers on the Selly, right? And it wasn't Life Orb, so I wonder what item the Selly was. But let's move on to the second game of today's episode. All right, we got Gino here. Interesting take on Kyogre. Really good for Kyurem if I can get rid of Kartana. Kartana is definitely the scariest Pokemon on this team. If I get rid of that Kartana, for sure, that is going to be the Pokemon that I think allows me to take a game. So there are a few options that I have against the Kartana. Wisp is not a bad option there. Trick Room is also pretty nice. Let's see here. I feel like my lead here. Okay, I don't think they lead. They definitely don't lead Tornadus Kyogre, I think, against Kyurem. I think they lead like the Kartana. Maybe Kartana Torn? I think Kartana Torn does make sense. I want to lead Pheromosa, I think, with P2. Because I think if I could bait the taunt, it means they don't get Tailwind up, which means Pheromosa gets a strong close combat, which I think is really good. I like Kyurem a lot, and I think Torkoal for the Weather, as well as like another answer to Kartana, does really well. Because I can sweep this in two ways. Get rid of Kartana, and Kyurem can sweep. Or I could sweep under Trick Room if I get rid of Ogre immediately, which I think is a harder win con, but definitely a viable one for sure. So this could be a tough one. I think this is definitely a game Kyurem can shine, though. Let us see whether this is going to be a victory or not. Hopefully. Because would love to get a... I would love not to go 0-2 in this episode. Let's see here. Going to be the Tornadus Mamoswine lead, actually. Huh. All right. Not what I expected against Pheromosa plus the Porygon. So... a lot of interesting things here. I feel like Taunt comes out. Special attack boost is really nice. Let me just say it's really nice here. Should I go for the Icy Wind right away? I could go for Icy Wind. I could go for Icy Wind Tri-Attack. I don't know if that knocks out the Tornadus though. Only one of these can be Focus Sash, which I think is interesting here. I think I go for Close Combat in the Mamoswine, and I think I just Tri-Attack. I really don't know where the Focus Sash is. I think I just Tri-Attack because Taunt should be coming out here, I think. Icy Wind might have been the play though. Actually, no, Icy Wind I think was the play because it would have put... well, actually, no, because Mamoswine has Ice Shard anyway. So I was thinking Icy Wind could like make my Pheromosa outspeed Mamoswine under Tailwind if they're at -1 speed. But the thing is, they would Ice Shard anyway if they have that option too. It's also a chance that the Mamoswine's not focused. They Dynamax the Mamoswine. Wait, what? They Dynamax the Mamoswine right away? Or the Torn? The Mamoswine. Okay, this is taking a lot. I'm actually surprised about that one. Oh, is this Hailstorm in the Pheromosa to get rid of Pheromosa immediately? Are they in that bad of a spot they have to go for it right now? Taunt in the Pheromosa. Were they expecting Ally Switch or Coaching? That might have been the play. Close Combat in a Mamoswine. Don't be some kind of jank item. Okay. Hailstorm comes out into the Pheromosa, so Pheromosa goes down. I'll take it. No damage on Porygon is still nice, and I get a Tri-Attack off into the... I get a Tri-Attack off anyway into the Torn, but that play is really interesting. Life Orb on the Mamoswine, and a Tri-Attack into the Torn slot. So it's probably Focus Sash Torn, but it looks like Icy... I don't think Icy Wind would have put the Torn in range up. After Hailstorm, it might have, but... that's really close. Also, I had the chance to miss Icy Wind. The damage on Mamoswine is still not bad either. All right, we go out into Kyurem. Okay, I guess we go out into Kyurem here, and I guess we go for... I want to say we Airstream the Mamoswine, and we go for Tri-Attack in the Torn because there's a chance... because they might taunt the Porygon now because of the fact that Trick Room is still an option on the board. So I think I go for Airstream here in the Mamo, and I think I go for the Tri-Attack in the Torn. There's a chance Mamoswine protects though. But Porygon doesn't outspeed Mamoswine, and Mamoswine gets a big attack in the Kyurem, which I'm a little bit scared of. I think I'd rather Tri-Attack the Torn though. Yeah, I think I'd rather Tri-Attack the Torn. Because I don't want Mamoswine to get a big hit off. Because Quake is going to do a bunch of damage. I guess they get an attack off if I guess that they Tailwind, but Tailwind against a Trick Room mon is definitely a scary position if you're my opponent. So this could be a really fast-paced one, I think, because this game definitely looks like a lot of offense right here. We're gonna Dynamax our Kyurem, and hopefully Kyurem can bring it home to our victory right here. I would really love that because Kyurem didn't get to shine in the last game either. We do Dynamax the Kyurem. And let's see if that jet on the back of its tail, I guess, can actually like do some work here. Show me a big airstream. They actually tailwind in front. All right. Not what I expected. Wait, gonna come out into my Kyurem. Okay, into my Kyurem. Doesn't do that much. Still a concern. I can't believe they made that hard call. That is a great hard call that they made. I guess maybe since I Tri-Attacked immediately, I showed that I wasn't like needing the Trick Room, but I guess Airstream into Torn and Trick Room covered every taunt or tailwind play now that I think about it. Yeah, I think that's actually like... Yeah, I think it covered both of those. I do get a double knockout here, but the double knockout isn't great because they get the free switch into Kyogre and Kartana, I'm assuming, in the back. And I don't have a very good response to... I think if I can survive a Water Spout and a Smart Strike, I do win the game. So it does come down to that. It's not Steel Spike. We saw the Life Orb on the Mamoswine. So there is a shot we can maybe win the game for sure. Because now we can go for Trick Room and Max Lightning. They have to KO the Porygon slot right here. For sure. They have to. There is also another option that I have that I see, and that's switching out Kyurem and the Torkoal and going for the Trick Room, which I allow this Water Spout, but if they double up Porygon 2 with Sacred Sword, for some reason I lose the game. So yeah, I'm in a tough pickle regardless. I think I go down a Water Spout right now for sure with the Porygon. I hope Kyurem can live it. I think that's my hope. Yeah, I'm gonna Trick Room Max Lightning. Smart Strike gonna come out. Kyurem, can you live Water Spout? This is a big survival. Oh. They crit P2, but that's fine. Kyurem lives. That's absolutely huge. I get a Max Lightning off, and that is absolutely huge here. Because unless it's Sash Kyogre for some reason. Yeah, I didn't think you were able to knock out the Kyogre right there. And that means that my Torkoal... Okay, we're actually not out of the woods yet. There is one way I see myself losing this, actually. And for those of you who are wondering, James, how could he possibly lose this? It's if the Kartana has a Guillotine in its arsenal. So please don't be Guillotine on the... Please don't be Guillotine Kartana. Don't be Guillotine Kartana, please. We'll go for the Eruption here. And a Airstream. Or do we Hailstorm? I guess we Hailstorm. Actually, let me check how many turns of Tailwind are left for them. 2, right? Yeah, so Hailstorm is the correct play in Eruption, because Eruption will easily knock out the Kartana anyway, especially if I get the Hailstorm off. And if I don't, I hope for a crit Hailstorm to knock out the Kartana. Yeah, that's the play, in case I do have Guillotine. That was going to be forfeited though, so I don't think they had Guillotine. Oh, feels good. All right. Pretty solid battles all around. Pretty solid battles all around. I did not expect Mamoswine to Dynamax immediately. I wonder, I guess maybe they thought Pheromosa was a bit too tough to handle. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they thought I was going to go for Triple Axle that turn. To knock out the Torn so they wouldn't get the taunt off. I think Earthquake and the taunt could have been a safe play from them turn 1. If they had Earthquake, they might have had high horsepower, which would make sense as well. I think turn 1 for sure, like it worked out. Turn 2, I think actually the correct play from me was to Airstream Trick Room, because Tornadus is going to do one out of 2 things. I feel like that's likely: Tailwind, which they did, or taunt the Porygon. If they taunt the Porygon, I don't get anything, which is fine, because Kyurem's at +1 speed. I'll be able to still put on pressure against them in general, even after I take the Quake. So like, I think the only things I'm worried about is like crit afterwards, which I would have to deal with anyway. So because I wouldn't be taking the Water Spout and Rain, the Quake, and the Smart Strike from Kartana, which I think were the worrisome things I was worried about. I guess it was more likely that I would live Quake into Smart Strike than if it was Quake and the Smart Strike and the Water Spout. Luckily I did live those, but definitely a concern there. So I think my best play there, because Airstream covers 2 plays. It allows Kyurem to be the fastest thing on the field if they don't get up Tailwind. And if they do get up Tailwind, I'm faster anyway if I set up Trick Room Porygon 2, because there's no way they can stop Porygon 2 from setting up Trick Room, because a crit from Mamoswine doesn't pick up a knockout, and Torn wouldn't be able to move that turn. So yeah, or Torn did move that turn. Airstream was going to KO the Torn anyway. So Yeah, I think that was maybe one play I probably should have thought more into about. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode of VGC 21 Back to Battles. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below. It really does help out. And you can go check me out on my social medias, like my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Twitch channels. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Twitch for more live content, especially my Twitch, because you do get access to my live streams where I do talk about VGC. You can ask me questions there. And yeah, otherwise, that's going to be it. Have a great day, people. And until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.